Hello everybody and welcome back to our channel. Bitcoin tends to keep surprising us every day. It's not the typical summer, it's not the typical year, so a lot is going on, but are we going to reach 47,000 before the autumn or fall comes back? Well, guess what? We're going to speak about that today, and if you haven't already, subscribe, drop a comment below, hit that bell, and get your latest news in crypto. So looking at Bitcoin today, it's trading right now at this moment at 41,890. It's still in kind of a sideways movement, but we have some good news coming up. When we're looking at the charts, of course, charts aren't always triangles. All of this is speculation. Well, what we're doing, what we're looking at right now. Yeah, are we looking at something big? Possibly. I repeat myself all of the time for certain things, such as the double wick candles that we see kind of coming up, like right here, how it kind of signifies that something's about to change, whether it be negative or positive, where we have this kind of coming in. And as what this is showing, that we have this big bottom wick popping off, is it showing that honestly more people are actually buying than selling, so that selling power is getting bought into, which is really, really great. Now, if we're looking at the MACD, that moving average coming in, now we see that the selling volume is also kind of like diminishing a little bit, minus how it was yesterday, but it is moving in and coming in from above, from underneath, and this is what's signifying that we're going to kind of start moving upwards for a little bit. So potentially, I think honestly, in giving do or take, I think we're going to reach probably around 43,000, hopefully, or at least 42 and a half, probably by next week, if everything keeps going to plan. Now, most of the pumps that we're seeing are shortly lived. The same thing if we're speaking about like March 18th, right? We're kind of put in like right here, in this area, kind of the same, right? We kind of moved up, and then we started like working our way back down. But it does look like it's starting to consolidate right here as well, which is pretty cool, because it shows that when it's consolidating, we're moving in for a bull run, right? No, I can't say bull run, but we're moving up for a positive aspect, right? Now, we have this going on right now, which is still cool, coming in. Moving averages show really good signs. And this is for the daily, right? So the daily's moving in. It shows that, yeah, there's some selling kind of popping off, but if we can kind of keep moving into this direction, I think we can reach at least 42 and a half, 45, and possibly reaching 47 before autumn comes in. And that's not too hard to do, guys. That's not, honestly, that's not too far out of the range for Bitcoin. I know a lot of people are really hard on for Bitcoin, but when we're looking at everything, it's kind of like, yeah, well, some are calling this like, well, we have the double head and shoulders kind of coming off, so of course it's going to drop, but we don't really see that. There's two things that's going to happen, right? So if by chance, if it reaches 42, it could drop, but I don't think it's going to kind of fall below 36. That's the sad part of everything. Now, if it doesn't and it jumps, it could be the exact reversal of what we're looking for. And trust me, this is a time that Bitcoin is going to surprise everybody like it always does. Let's take a look at the weekly for this one. Weekly, it looks good, looks better. Kind of like fighting off what we had last week, from the 11th of April. So kind of fighting that off, really. It's just the opposite of what was last week. But still not bad. Not great, not bad. But it is moving into something a little bit more promising. And hopefully, we really want to see and touch back, of course, 65,000, right? Everybody wants to see that. But we need to honestly accept that if we get to 46, 47, we're doing pretty good. We're doing pretty well in that matter. All right. Ethereum's kind of following the footsteps too. We do kind of have somewhat of a wedge pattern kind of coming in. It could break out. The same thing. It's urging closer as the power shift is kind of happening off. I kind of bounced around for the support a little bit for the last week. Also kind of consolidating a little bit, and building back in. Now we also have that same double wick candle in the red, but potentially can move in as well, as we're showing the moving averages as the buying is kind of coming in. So we are looking at that too, but today it's trading at $3,097, right? Kind of fighting off that right there. That is the new support. Like it or not, that is going to be the new support right here, for now, which is still much better than 28 that we had, the 20th of March. Right, the same thing's coming in 35, 3,500. We want to see that too, at least 33, before fall kind of touches down. But it could potentially go in. Crypto's playing a big role right now with all of the world events. There's a lot of talk going in, and I would expect it to really kind of pump in. Looking at the weekly, also better double wick candle, also kind of signifying maybe you can do something. If we look at the moving averages for the week, it is very close, and it already shows that we have some kind of pump up to go for. Now, this can go either two ways. Of course, like how a typical triangle does go. For this, it could plummet off, but I think it's going to move in. It's my speculation. So keep an eye on Ethereum as well. It's going to follow behind Bitcoin either way. All right. What about Solana? All right. Solana is also kind of weak right now, also kind of moving in, but moving in that same direction as well. We want to see some more buying kind of coming in. We really want to come up above 110 bucks. That's really what we want to do. It's not the lowest we've ever been, right? So March was pretty low for Solana, right? Touching down to 79. So it's a pretty positive output. But we're also not at the highest, right? So we want to see that it's almost a 50% loss if we're comparing back until November. I mean, that's a 50% decline, which is like horrendous. So we want to see that moving in as well. AVAX. I like AVAX. It's, for me, I really enjoy it. Now, it took a plummet too, the same. When we're looking at everything else, it did move in. It just continues to go. Now it's not consolidating. It is moving kind of erratically right now, but we do see these bigger bottom wicks kind of come in, which does show it wants to buy in. In this point, since we kind of somewhat have the same wedge pattern and the same thing for the moving averages, we could potentially come up or crash back down, but we don't want to touch 72, but we want to get like to 90 eventually soon. These big candles, these are like really showing you like there was a lot of like craziness going on from Mars that was happening, right? So just absolute insanity. So we definitely want to see what's going on with that. Now, as far as the rest of the market goes, Bitcoin is up 0.79% for the daily, and it is up by 1.75% for the week. Ethereum 0.33 down, and down by 0.28 for the weekly as well. Let's see, XRP 2.70% up for the 7-day and down by 2.05. Solana is also up by 0.81, so really small movement kind of going in. So this is something else I'm going to be watching for myself, because the small movement kind of coming in, it's just kind of like fighting it off. So usually we're going to see something kind of happen from that. That's how I see just again from watching the market altogether. Now, of course, when you pop down to like the 30th coin and below, 16 for ApeCoin, still kind of fighting it off daily. It is at 6.69%. The Sandbox is up by 0.44, not that great either. Theta Network has actually got some stuff coming out, kind of working it into, doing pretty average, right? EOS though is up by 19% for the weekly, 1966, and up by 7.76% for the 24-hour period, doing pretty well. PancakeSwap is also pumping it out. There's a lot of different releases, a lot of new different things coming out for PancakeSwap. 16.5 for the weekly and 9.67, doing pretty good. And let's see, Steppen GMT is up by 43.28% for the week, doing really well. So these coins are actually making some money right now, so watch those as well. And one more for you guys to kind of keep an eye on too is this one is up great for the weekly. Yeah, kind of going down a little bit. I love ones, 1.11% down only for the 24%, and up by 11% for the weekly. So doing pretty good. If you haven't already, stop being lazy. Click the subscribe button, click a like, drop a comment, and I will catch you guys next time.